Yes, good morning, my friends. Welcome back to a new trading week. What is going on? Hope you guys are all doing well here. It is Monday, the 20th of July. Midsummer for the Europeans right here. It's episode number 82. I hope you guys are all crushing it. Let's get ready. Hope you guys had a time where you could chill a little bit in this weekend to get ready, to get back on track again. So let me know if everything is going well, if you had a great weekend. Yes? Okay. Let me see where everybody is in the chat real quick before we get started. Gold looks like we're going to see a bounce, a little bounce. At least this is what I'm looking for. But anyways, we have a lot of resistance to deal with. We'll talk about it in a second here. Anyways, we'll talk about it in a second. Yes? Okay. Beautiful. Where's my screen? Where is my screen? Where is my screen? Where is my screen? There is my screen. Beautiful. What's happening, MS? PRKR. Yes, sir. Thank you, man. Derek, good to see you. Welcome. Echo Mystery, good to see you, man. I'm in Dubai. Coming to Dubai. I will be in Dubai in the weekend, next weekend. Way Wonder, good to see you, man. Big Wicco. What's happening, my friend? Waywender is long. He is long. Okay. Hey, yes, man. Good to see you. Hope you had a nice weekend. Thank you, man. I did have a nice weekend. Yes, I did. I did have a great weekend. Yes, sir. Beautiful. Selma Pagi, Ramat. Bradley, good to see you. Okay. Awesome, man. Thank you guys for coming along again on a beautiful Monday here. We have to continue with our account. We have to build up our account again. We have to follow up after Friday. Yes, we have to make sure that we are on the grind, all right? Making sure that we'll grow it. And back to over the, yeah, we need to reach the 20, man. We need to reach the 20K. That's our goal. We need to reach the 20K. All right? Awesome, man. Let's get the party started. And let's make it an epic stream. And let's go for another beautiful week ahead of us. Okay? Perfect. Let's make it happen, my friends. Where's my song? Okay. Yes, sir. Okay, perfect timing. Perfect timing. Yes, sir. That's great. That is beautiful. Okay. My computer survived, my PC survived. Yes, don't ask me how. Okay. You guys know what happened on Friday? You guys remember that? Coffee, all in my PC. Somehow it's a miracle. It's all good again. The GPU is still alive. All right, beautiful. Okay, let's make it an amazing week. I have a lot of things to cover here. It will be a very important week for myself as well here. And in terms of gold, it will be probably one of the most important weeks, if we may speak, either this week and especially next week when the interest rate decisions are going to come from the Federal Reserve. This is going to be a big one, but anyways, let's go deeper into our breakdown. Let's start with the higher time frame first, and let's go from there, because we are still holding up. I don't know how we're doing it, but we're still holding macro support. Yes, still. Can't believe that. We swept those freaking lows Friday, but we ended up holding up and holding and holding and holding, coming back straight into that level. Yeah. It happened. Look at that. Major support right there. We have been tapping into this area for ever and ever. And yeah, I mean, what can I say, man? We're still there. We're still in it. Which is kind of wild if you think about it from that perspective right there. Right? But anyways, let's talk about gold right now. Not just on the daily time frame, okay? But also on the 4-hour time frame. But can we be honest with each other? Can we just be super honest with each other that we don't have to be an extremely amazing technical analyst to see that gold right now at this current moment is in some sort heavy compression at this moment right here, okay? You don't have to be a wizard to see that, okay? In terms of drawing two simple lines at the bottom. And also from the top of where we had that swing high somewhere in May, the end of May, the beginning of June here, and how we have been creeping down and how the wicks are getting smaller, the swings are getting tighter, and the range is getting more and more evident as well here, okay? The combination of those factors leads us to believe that right now we are setting up for something big, like a major compression, a major breakout. Like I said, I don't really trade trend lines, but if you see something like that, you just understand that we're preparing for something bigger. Yeah? This is gonna come, and the sooner, the better, if I may ask, okay? The sooner, the better, according to what we're seeing right here on the 4-hour time frame. I mean, if you take this away and you go to the daily time frame, we're talking pretty much about something very similar, right? In terms of how we are compressing. Also here, even on the daily, you can see it very clearly that we're just getting tighter and tighter. And that at some moment in time, we're not going to be tight anymore. Okay? The band is going to snap. And the question is, when will that actually happen here? So the moment you are in those ranges right now, as of may speak on the 4-hour time frame, and the moment we are somewhere operating inside of this, and you're dealing with the scenario where everything becomes a bit more tight and you start to get inside of the internal structure, the internal of the internal, or close to a potential breakout scenario, okay, this is where you have to be very sharp, very precise, and you cannot be greedy, because if you're greedy, then the problem is that you will end up breaking down again, and you constantly see the flip happening, and we don't understand why my price is not moving in the direction we want it to. People that go short, people that go long, there is no follow through in both cases. So we saw that on a beautiful Friday, where price came down. You know what happened when we entered long, right? I was pretty convinced we would go for the New York highs at the time, which was right here, okay? And did we take out those highs? Yes, we did, but it took forever. And indeed, before we got there, because we came down right here, we came up very close to it, and then we came down again, we dropped, we took out the lows, and then we went for those New York highs. And now we're in the middle, okay? Now we're in the center of it. So there is still absorption, That's for sure. There is still definitely a lot of absorption happening. These lows are taken out right now. So at this current moment, I would definitely be quite neutral, to be honest. I'm not really saying that I'm super bullish right now at the moment, right? You cannot be super bullish here because, you know, if we go to the higher time frame one more time, you can simply see that for now, at least, we have supply after supply after supply being created here, right? Look at the supply zone right there. Rally-based drop. Then we head on the daily time frame. Rally-based drop. Rejection. Rally-based drop. Rejection. So supply is in control. Sellers are in control, right? But at the lows right there, there is absorption, huge absorption. And if you sweep those freaking lows right there, you take them out and you break structure. Now you're going to deal with something else. Now you're going to deal with the range itself inside of this area, okay? Because this is an area of interest. We call that a consolidation, actually a manipulation event, and then an expansion. And now we are seeing the retest of that expansion, right? So now we pretty much have probably a rejection from the point of control here or the value area high, one of those, okay? I can guarantee you that by looking at what I'm seeing here. If we mark out a range, there we go. We have the point of control right there, right? Number one, point of control. Where are we holding support at? At the point of control of the range itself, okay? If you want to learn about this, this is all in our ebook, of course, okay? You can learn about this on page number 47, right here in your war map. You should have it right now. If you don't have it, you can get the link in the description. It's a free book. And it looks something like this. Do you think so? The range, the breakdown, the expansion, okay? Similar, right? Something like that is what we're kind of looking for right now at the moment. And then usually how you trade those patterns is simple. You actually simply wait for price to retrace back into that range. And then you hope to see a reaction that is positive, like an absorption or anything in that manner. So you see the range, you see the retracement, the breakout, and then the retest. And then you want to actually look for one more push up. But then we're already in macro resistance, and then we can sell off again. So again, you have to be very careful because we are so extremely tight, guys. We are so extremely tight, okay? I hope you see it. I hope you understand it. But we are tight. We are waiting for a big breakout very soon. We're not that far away anymore. Is it Iran that's going to do it? Is it the Federal Reserve, the FOMC interest rate next week that's going to do it? Something is going to do it, and it's going to, in my opinion, happen rather sooner than later, okay? That big, beautiful breakout, all right? For now, let me know what you guys are looking at here in the chat. I want to see the chat as well here. The chat is always very smart. Yes, this chat is very wise. We have a wise chat in the building here. What I'm seeing is a CME play, okay? A consolidation, manipulation. So this is the range, okay? It doesn't matter if it's on futures or spot, it's the same thing. This is the range. This is the value high. We're bouncing into this area. This is why I would look for longs right now, okay? And I want to stay above this area. I don't want to break the lows. And I want to target these highs right there. Okay? I want to target the previous daily highs right there. Okay? Well, previous daily highs right there. Previous daily highs. Okay? Take out previous daily highs. And then we will be coming back into the resistance of the previous week, which is that supply zone already, by the way, and the previous weekly point of control right there. You see that? The previous weekly point of control is indeed that level right there. You see that? 36 on futures. We use futures right now because the volume profile, just making sure that everything is correct. And we also have a huge gap right there, okay? A huge freaking gap. So I think there are long opportunities now. A quick scalp long, to be honest. Okay, that is something that I would be looking for, like a quick scalp long, all right? In this retest right now, actually, okay? Taking out the previous daily highs, all right? Going to the previous weekly POC, getting to the resistance there, and then it's already time to think about, yeah, what can I say? Reversals or what? Back down until we actually see a breakout or a complete retracement or something in that manner. I think that this range from the previous week is going to be the major resistance. It's that huge gap that we're seeing here inside of this low volume node above the point of control of the previous week. Okay, this is major resistance right there. And I think that we could trade towards that and that we could now see a long and then look for maybe shorts again inside of that area right there. Okay, for now I am long. I want to get long. This is a clear CME play. This is something that you have to understand. If you trade with us already for a while, you know these patterns. You've seen these patterns. We talk about the patterns all the time. You consolidate, you manipulate your breakout, you draw the volume profile over the range, you pull back into the level, you hold support and you target at least the high. You go break even and take profits, and then you target the next level like up, then macro resistance, then looking for sell up again. It makes sense for me. Look at this area right now, targeting the previous daily highs. And from the top right there, the 36-ish, yeah, we have to already be very, very freaking careful with selling, okay? With sells, I would say, all right? Why? Well, I mean, the dollar is still major support. We still have not broken any structure of support that's significant yet. We're gonna find a lot of resistance right there as well, okay? So in my opinion, this was a very clear long. I hope you guys understand the setup itself, okay? But then we can, let's talk and see what we can do from there here, okay? Target will be, let's see, what will be the target actually? Right there. We have the highs, but the thing is, we need to look for that supply zone, that low volume node, and the point of control. Not on CFDs this time. Okay, we need to really look for the futures chart because of the distribution of the volume here. Yeah, right there. That's the target right there, the 32. Okay. Yeah, 32 is in my opinion the target right now at the moment here. You guys know what happened on a Friday. Friday I lost a trade on stream. Let me see. Right now at the moment we want to make sure that we win a trade and we get back and hopefully we reach the 20k. That would be nice. Okay. That would be in my opinion the goal. At least to get back above the 20k this week. That would be nice, preferably higher, of course, but you can't control that, right? That's something that I'm looking for at the moment, somewhere around those lines. Clearly, the 20k is something that I want to see getting hit. Okay, yes, sir. Where are we currently standing? We are currently standing at 11k profit. Okay, we have now an 18k account right there. We're waiting for price to reach the 32. That retracement was a quick long. And now we need to get towards work. We need to get back. I'm serious right now. We can't mess it up. Okay, we have to get back on track here. No revenge trading. I didn't trade anything after, right? I was very, very committed and disciplined. I could have taken longs and stuff, chased the market down after the stop got hit, but this was all a probability game. I can't play that. I can't play that. The thing about this long is, if we long and we reach a target, I think it's honestly shorts right away. I was thinking about it, looking for the immediate reversal as well. Yeah. Same target is right there pretty much, right? Yes. 30, 35-ish. I hope we can reach it, man. If it has to go, in my opinion, it has to go. Rather sooner than later. On the 5 minutes, it can pretty much do. Yeah, let's break even. Let's see if we can follow through here. No need to come back all the way down. Or at least below those lows here. At least below those lows, right? But put it on break even right now. So yeah, I'm looking at sells at 35, 30, 32, 33. But we need to get there first. Beginning, stream. The problem is I would have not take profits here. I was really wanted to go for the highs here first. So it would be unfortunate if we would pull back right now. But those highs is where I would take out profits. At least target those highs here. But if you can't reach it, it would be unfortunate, of course. But yeah. Okay. Playlist, my friend. Yes, sir. Here you go. Okay, yes. Yeah, let's take profits here. Done. Okay. If you've read the trading war map, you know exactly what type of setup this is as well. It's the most traditional setup you could imagine here, a CME play. Some people think I'm not live yet. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. What are you looking for when we reach, if we reach the 32, I'm looking to short it immediately, guys, honestly. We will be reaching the low volume node. Actually, it's probably going to be from the Either 30, depending how we react at the point of control, but otherwise it will be at the 40s, but it will be around this area again. Not anticipating the breakout yet, that's for sure. Selling zone, low volume node. For, yeah, I would say 437 at the beginning, and then we watch from there. Yeah, now we're scalping a little bit, guys. Quick in and out. We're not really too greedy. We're in a counter trend as well. The trend is still clearly running bearish. Right, we know that we're pulling down. We're getting back towards a push into the point of control as well. We see reversal pattern where you sweep these lows, right? You break structure, you pull back into the range, you hold support at the point of control. It's very textbook, to be honest. It's very textbook. But you have to take profits because otherwise, you have we have big issues right there. If you hold on to trades, getting rejected, putting down, wasting our money away. And then selling again. Would not be another surprise. It would come down later again. Just look at the 4 hour as well. Right, we'll face so much resistance around this area as well here. As long as we're here, as long as we're in this whatever you want to call it, parallel channel. How do you call these things right there? How do you call these type of patterns? Right, but this is a clear. Yeah, what is it? It's not a flag. How do you call this? Anyways. A pyramid pattern? I don't know. Yeah. A wedge, yeah, some sort of wedge, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so as long as gold is in it with a big wedge, you have to be very careful. We're just setting up for something big, like a major breakout or something. Like I said, you don't have to be a genius analyst to understand that we are getting smaller and smaller. The ranges are getting smaller. The swings are getting smaller. And the problem when you see this area right here, when you trade inside of this range, what you have to understand is that when we're in this range, and it's getting smaller and smaller, both buyers and sellers are getting trapped. Okay? Both buyers and sellers are getting stuck. So it feels the market can't move. It's like stuck, right? You're like in a, whatever, you're in a small room and you can't move. You're stuck in a cave, whatever it is. So until that moment, until there's something big that actually comes out that puts gold into that direction, you have to be very careful. Very cautious. FOMC, Trump, Iran stuff, again, something bigger. But I have the feeling that even the Trump news now cannot really do much anymore. It's not the same. It is not the same. It doesn't have the same impact any longer, right? The news. At least that's the thing that I'm noticing. It doesn't really have the same impact anymore. Yeah, we're already pulling back again. Even though it doesn't look that weak to me, though. If you look here at the chart, it doesn't look weak at all. Right now, we're holding above an area here. Yeah, buyers are coming in, I get it. But at the same time, right, we have like a huge zone sitting right there. This will be big support immediately, probably. But if we see a breakout of that trend or whatever you want to call it, like at some point, we have to start thinking about the breakout. And it could be a breakout to the upside, because look at the trend itself and how long we have been creating this wave right now and how tight it's getting here. Yeah. Like, this is how I started trading, guys. I'm not sure about you guys, but this is how I started trading. In 2016, my first chart looked like that, 2 lines, waiting for a breakout, and that's it. That is pretty much it. That was the start of my journey. Yeah, start of my trading career at the time. Okay, I think we're gonna get back to our entry again. At least this is what's gonna look like right now. After our, this is why we take profits, man, at any given moment. It's so easy to become greedy here and just hold on to it. But every time, this happens every time when we go long in a downtrend. Every time. Should be thinking about taking a full TP actually. Keeping my target smaller. Yeah, actually really considering this too. Just keeping it even smaller. Full TP. Instead of TP1, it's like 50%. Yeah. Okay. I mean, let's be honest, it's a pretty strong reaction, actually. Rejection, again, from that, from the daily, I think. Yeah. Yeah, this is exactly why we take profits. Why not book? You probably already did. You never know. I've seen price not hitting my entry and reversing, right? I've seen that many times as well here. Okay, strong rejection. Strong rejection, that's for sure. Yeah. Okay, we came up. We came back down again. Honestly, when you see this initial pump, right, and let's push up here, you think, wow, this is going to go to the point of control at least. We're going to take out a high. We did not. You did take out the high. We did take out the opening high. Pretty much. But that's it. Okay? That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Yo, what's up? How are you, man? Yeah. Okay. All right. So where do we stand? 794. After our 1,400 Friday, 794. So we are back at 18,964, okay? All right. Okay. Okay, better than nothing, I guess. Cool. Yeah. Well, it seems like aggressive turnovers, right? These aggressive rollovers. These are the scary ones where you kind of like you come back down. And this is every time when we look for long setups, it's exactly like this, right? You wait, you see the retest and stuff, and you see it's holding support and things like that. And it looks very good. And then the moment we take out any push, the moment you see any aggressive push, you get immediately pushed back down again. And that's why you have to take profits, because otherwise these entries diminish. They can diminish in a second. Yeah, yeah. Do you follow ZM Capitals? Yeah, I do know him, yeah. I do. Wow, what a rejection here. Every high that you take out, you take profits. That's it. That's the rule. Every high you take out, you take profits. Did you watch the World Cup? I did not watch the World Cup. Unfortunately, I was here with you guys. And I was sleeping as well. So I didn't see it. I don't even know who won, actually. I didn't even look at the news. I didn't have time to look at the news because I had to stream. So I have no clue. So don't surprise. Don't tell me who won. Don't tell me who won. Just keep it for yourself, yeah? Let's see if someone is gonna ruin the party. I can guarantee in the chat someone's gonna ruin the party. I'm not gonna look at the chat for the next 5 minutes. Because I want to see it myself. Okay. Huh? Yeah, it's not the Netherlands, that's for sure. It's not the Netherlands, that's for sure. Yeah, I lost $1,000 on the Netherlands. I expected much more from the Netherlands this year, but anyways, let's not talk about that one. Let's not talk about that one. Yeah, we're still getting respected at the very high and the point of control here. I'm just looking at the hourly right now. I think it's the 15-minute. I think this is a level that we have to watch carefully. I think we're going to find support at the VWAP again. It's just the VWAP, the retest. It is tempting. You know that? It is tempting to re-enter again. It is tempting. Let's see what this 15-minute candle can do here. If we can close here. Let's look at the order flow real quick. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, sellers stepped in. All right, buyers are stepping in, but they're failing. They're not really doing anything. There are more buyers than sellers in this 15-minute candle, but the candle is bearish. Okay, so there is an absorption of buyers. So I don't think it's the right time yet to re-enter a position immediately now. We'll probably have to move down at least towards the lows here. Predominantly towards these areas here. Get down a little bit more. I think it's the point of, I think it's just simply lower. So there's too much absorption. I can't see a re-entry now. At the moment, after the initial push. I can't see a re-entry at the moment. Also not even shorts because of the fact that you're gonna find very strong support at the bottom of that range, in that wick actually. We're gonna see something like this here. Okay. Something like that will become support here. Man, how did you feel when you saw price moving to your target after stopping you out on a Friday? This is part of the game, man. Like, this happens. Yeah. I got stopped out there. And price rallied and it came up. And my entry was somewhere here, right? And it still came up around, what, 200 pips? Yeah, I mean, it happened. It can happen. There's nothing I could say and do. Sometimes, you know, my overall analysis is correct. I'm looking at a push. I can see that this high needs to be taken out because of the fact that we had these orders sitting there. Okay, and we're like, yes, this is what we will target at some point later today. And I said it to you guys. But I was not part of that move anymore. You know? I was simply not part of that move. And that's it. That's pretty much it. Nothing I can say, nothing I can do. I was not part of that move. Yeah. It happens. I didn't chase it afterwards. I didn't re-enter immediately. I didn't trade, actually. You know. So it was just... it was fine. It's okay. Some people, though, they survived my trade because what happened was they put the stop losses below those lows. And me with my big hat was like, you know what? We don't have to get there. We don't have to go because if we go, we most likely will take out the lows. And then we did not take out the lows. So if you put your stop loss there, which some people did, they ended up still in profit. And yeah, good for them. But for me, they didn't have the same outcome on a Friday. Yeah. Anyways, we're pretty much back though. We're not far away again from where we came from. If you look at it from this perspective, we are pretty much back at our... We were at 19.5. We dropped down to like 18.2. And now we're back at 18.9. So we are pretty much, we're not that far away anymore. Okay, we're scalping our way back to the top. Nice and steadily, okay? All right, let's look at the 15-minute. 15-minute closed here. We are seeing some support. Yeah, I think this is the candle that is actually holding us up right now at the moment. So it's good that we react from here. It is tempting to go long again, guys, honestly. After this 15-minute closure. Not there. If we can close above the previous candle high, so let's say we can close higher number time, or on the 5-minute time frame, we manage to break out, I think we have something in our hands again. Otherwise, we probably have to come back again to the point of control, to that area that we talked about right there previously. But we are in long territory again, not in short territory for now, because we have a lot of support here, both on the 1 hour as well on the 4 hour. So this is long territory again. Same entry pretty much. I think we're dealing with the VWAP here as well, yeah. We're dealing with the VWAP. Yeah, we have that. Divine Blessings. Nice name. Love you, man. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Good to see you. Which buys do you usually trade? I mean, it's everything. Mixed, shorts, longs. Depends on the setup. You want to trade with the trend. These are the best trades, clearly. Right? The best trades usually form in retracements after hitting new resistance. In a downtrend especially. But sometimes we are not capable of looking for shorts. We have to look for the retracement. And this also gives us opportunities, but you have to be sharp and quick. And quick with taking profits, I would say. Because otherwise this happens. Right? You take profits and then boop, you come down. You take profits right at the top and you get smacked down. If you don't take profits at all, it would have been a break-even trade, or worst case, a losing position, a losing trade. We don't want that. We don't want that. Yeah. Sadar, my friend, welcome to the channel. Strong week ahead of us right now. We have to make it happen. Okay. I hope you guys are aware of the fact that we're and I'm just doing this for the people that just joined the stream. Okay, understand that this is where we are operating in, okay? I'm not a big pattern trader in any way, shape, or form. So don't think that I'm like a big fan of patterns, but there is one thing you cannot neglect. I don't care what you trade. I don't care if you trade trend lines or if you trade ICT or if you trade order flow or the volume profile like I do. If you are seeing this, okay, and you're trading inside of this area, okay, you have to take profits. You have to get in, you have to get out. You have to get in, you have to get out. You cannot be greedy. Because what does the market tends to do here? Trap both market participants. Longs and shorts, okay? You see it happening all the time. It's a huge range. It's one big trap city in this area right now on the 4-hour time frame. Look at this 4-hour candle. Look at these 4-hour candles by the first play. One breakout, one retest. Where is the follow through? In a normal condition, it would be already, this would have been an easy breakout, an easy follow through. Yeah? Do take that in consideration right there, okay? Because, yeah, clearly, you know what's gonna come, a breakout. A big one as well. very, very soon, most likely. On the 15-minute, it's a bit more defined. We took out the lows, we tapped into higher time frame support, we broke out, we retraced, but we have a lot of resistance already now, and higher, okay? The reason why also this is an area of resistance is the following right there. Let me know, guys. Why do you think that this is resistance to the TP1 area, where I had to take profits? Why do you think I took profits there? It's not just because of the high. That's one reason. Let me know in the chat, please. Not just because of the high. Okay, the high is there, yes. We took out the high, great. That was not just the only reason why we took profits there. Okay? Let's see if someone in the chat sees it. Dars, yes, he was right. The first guy in the chat. Low volume node. Low volume node, right there. You see that? Boom. Of the previous week. Okay? The previous trading week. Low volume node of the previous trading week. Okay? That was a big one right there. Give me your TradingView username, Adarsh. Send me your TradingView username right now. We'll add you the stealth valuation index. Right around there. That's another reason why we were looking at longs. Look at the undervaluation we were into. Okay? A nice big fat undervaluation. I need to refresh it. There we go. Okay? A nice big undervaluation on the 15-minute time frame right there. Okay? Usually it's set in the bottom in the short term. Yes, sir. Okay? Adars, give me your trading username. I'm going to give you the stealth valuation index. We use this for our entries as well. We'll go a bit deeper into it later. We're going to give it away to a couple other people in the chat today for free. It's an indicator I created. It's not something that I sell. Okay? It's not part of something. Yes, obviously my mentor group gets it by default, but you know, we do give it away sometimes on the streams, once in a while. So we're gonna do this today as well. We'll do it a bit later, okay? But Adash was correct. Low volume node. Well done, my friend. Well done, my friend. Well done, well done, well done. Are we looking for a trade right now? Yes, well, I just got out of one trade. I'm just trying to see if it makes sense to get into a trade again. At the moment, price will probably have to come back down towards this area. And we need to bounce from this level. Okay. The 93 and then reclaim the very high again. I think that gives us an opportunity for longs. So we break back, we reclaim this, and we do something like this. Okay? That's something I will be looking for. The reason why is because there are a lot of sellers that stepped into the market on the 15-minute time frame at the bottom here, and this is a huge candle. Okay, when I say a huge candle, I'm talking about 2.1k contracts traded with a lot of volume and a lot of sellers at the bottom here. So this area becomes a zone of interest. And if we manage to bounce from this zone, predominantly, let's say, we pull back into it, we reclaim our level, the VWAP, I think it's safe to say that we can go for longs again. Yeah. So we break down, we reclaim the VWAP. Okay. So we reclaim the VWAP, and I think it's from their moment safe to say that we can go long again. Right there. Okay, that will be my second try. But we have to get into this area. And yeah, go from there. Okay, and then, yeah. I want to reach the 37 or at least the point of control of the previous week. And then short again. Yeah. Yeah, kind of that gap below, actually. It's actually like a gap below here. It's actually this area. This area right there. Yes. Hey mate, I love your streams. Can you please let me know how much approximate win rate you have? We're sitting at around the 70%, between the 70 and 75. But we are in a little bit of a market condition where price is a little bit tough because we're compressing really, really hard right now. So I did have 2 losing days. And what usually happens with my account is like this. I have a lot of data now to back it up. It's like I get into like a huge winning streak, right? So I build up my account very, very hard. Like everything goes great, right? Beautiful start. Then I have a little bit of a, kind of like something like this, you know? And then I have like a loss. It's like a CME play. Okay? Market conditions are a bit rough, right? Making money, losing money, making a bit more money. And then, boom, next big wave comes. You know what I mean? And then we'll make a pullback. A little bit of a momentum wave where it's a bit slow. Boom, next big wave comes. Right? This is pretty much how my equity curve looks like, because this is like I think it aligns with the market as well. The market conditions are not always that good every time, where you just like go hard. And specifically now, the fact that we're just so tight. Look at that, we're so tight. So you have to be, we can't set too many high expectations here. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. We're already getting there. Yeah, overall, steadily, but we need to stay grounded right now. We're doing a challenge on our account that is, we started with 6K and we want to grow it to whatever. We're now back at 18.9, so 19K. Okay, we're getting into that zone. So let's see what happens. If this happens, then I think it's worth for me to give it another shot. So price needs to tap into this area, like it's doing right now. We need to tap into this area. We need to break below, tap into the zone, break above the VWAP, pull back, close above the VWAP, and then we can target the longs again. When did you start the challenge? The 16th of June. The ideal is actually that if we break down light and we pull back, that we don't close, that we immediately close back above the very high in the point of control. Hi sir, account is Adarsh. Wow, that's a long name. Okay. Adarsh Hiramatar. Adarsh Hiramat. All right, man. Cool, brother. Here we go, my friend. Oh. Uh-oh. Wait. I literally copied and pasted, bro. Okay, give me your account one more time because it's not correct, man. It is not correct. Okay? Give me your account one more time. Nope. Okay. Low, high. On the 5 minute. We're getting to an undervaluation. So we want to see the undervaluation on the 5 minute. Okay. We really want to see it. We have seen some of bullish divergence creating here. This is not the RSI. This is the valuation index against the dollar. Okay. The dollar index is right here. Okay. We want to see the low and we want to see the high. And we want to get back to the undervaluation first. That's the ideal case scenario. That would bring us to that level, to that area. And then the question is, can we reclaim the VWAP? So I hope we don't go up now. Actually, I want price to come down a little bit more. It's holding up well though, man, already. It's holding up pretty well. Like the point of control is holding up really well. Okay, is this your indicator? Okay, perfect, man. Your username, sorry. Manage access at. Yes. Done. You were the first one that said low volume note. You were the first one. You were the first one to say it. So that's awesome. That is nice. I think we're gonna close above it again. In 15 minutes, the 5 minute at least, and then the 15 minute is here. And then the 1 hour candle. Let me remove this here on the 1 hour. It's very indecisive. Look at the 1 hour candle. 1 hour candle is very, very indecisive right here. But the 5 minute looks much, much cleaner. Much better. Much cleaner. Yeah. Yeah, okay, there we go. So preferably get to an undervaluation first, get into that area, and then reclaim the level. Yeah. Well, you love selling there at the bottom though. You see that? Oh, you're looking at what time frame are you looking at? The 1 hour? 15. That would be nasty for gold if that would happen. You're talking about the Friday lows? Yeah, these are the Friday lows. I don't have internet anymore. Yes, it's time to add in some moderators to the chat. What do you guys think? Some next additional moderator. We already have an amazing moderator called Isabella. She's amazing. We need another one. Yeah, we're gonna get another moderator in the chat very, very soon. We need that. I need more moderators, my friends. Yes. If you say, you know what, I watch the streams on a daily basis anyways, I'm here anyways. I love to, you know, time out. We don't really ban people here, by the way. That's rare. We don't really ban people here. Okay, that's not the rule. We don't like to ban people. But we give them a time out, okay? It's like a 30-minute time out or whatever. 24 hours if you're in a bad mood, okay? But no banning unless it's really it's like promotions, whatever, scamming people, whatever, yeah, things like that. People can have their opinions. You know what I mean? That is completely fine. Okay, the valuation is dropping and dropping and dropping. But our price is not really following through as aggressively as the valuation is dropping. So that shows me that we might see a little bit of an absorption here. But now the VWAP, right? This is what happened. We closed below the VWAP here. As you can see, this blue line. We closed below it. Price tapped into it. And then it got rejected at it right now. So we're now getting rejected at the VWAP. And this is why I'm saying I'm not going to go long right now. Unless price steps into this area where all those sellers stepped in here. Which is kind of like this zone. And then we reclaim the VWAP. So we would close above the VWAP again. Okay? We would close above the VWAP again. Okay, my microphone is better now. Yeah, it should be better now. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. It's very tempting to rush into longs again, right at where I entered before, right? Pretty much at the same lows as where I entered. Because we're actually right there. I'm literally at the same level right now as where I went long 30 minutes ago. Around about the same level. But yeah, it's not, this time is a bit different, right? We had exactly that beforehand. We had a breakout and then a nice reclaim. Right, so we had the breakout here, the retest, and then the continuation. Now we're breaking down. We are at support, but I feel that we have to come down lower, but I know, we'll see. We are at the very high, the point of control. We are at some really important levels. Let's look at the futures chart as well here. So you can kind of understand why the zone is so important. this is the zone right there. Okay. But the problem is that right now we are below the VWAP. So the VWAP has been closed below again, right? And the last time we actually closed above it. So the last time we tapped into the point of control, we closed above it. And that's why it was a nice long, targeting the highs here. Now we're below it. Okay, so if price comes down, it has to reclaim the VWAP, for example, right? And close above it again. So that's why I would be careful with longing right now and not looking for longs. Shorting is tricky too because you have the point of control sitting right here. Yeah, I prefer to short from areas like, you know, these ones, for example, right? Then look for a short. Then we have so much more room. We're dealing with a lot more higher time frame. You know, with the higher time frame trend, the range of the previous week. Such a nice level to short at, by the way. Such a good level to look for shorts from. Is this area right there. So nice. Yeah, it's very, very nice. Very nice. But yeah, let's see. Fortune Breaker says technical analysis is that algorithm is designed to liquidate as many small traders as possible. Well, especially in this range. Especially in this range. I do agree with you. I do agree with you. You know what I mean? But yeah. There's a reason why we're holding here. And that is clearly because of the undervaluation here. It's so much absorption now. Okay, we closed the 15-minute and the hourly candle as well here. Where did the hourly candle close? Let's see. Always look at where the hourly candle closed just to make sure that we are we're at the same page there. Let me see. Yeah, nothing too crazy, but not bad actually. Let's go to the lower time frame. Let's see what's happening on the lower time frame. So 15-minute especially. Yeah, we did close above those highs again. So it's and we're above the VWAP again. We reclaimed the VWAP. So it's not bad. It is not a bad reaction, I have to say. Okay, it's not a bad reaction overall. We might be setting up for a new long, actually. What, you're in shorts? Oh, okay, I was thinking. Yeah. It will be hilarious to say the least, right? We long here, we take profits there, great. We get stopped out on break even with our remaining position. We take the lows out. We reclaim the VWAP. We're relatively undervalued and we come up again. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. Okay. I would not be surprised. I would have loved the price to get there. Yeah. It's really be like a freaking sniper in this range. You really have to be a freaking sniper. Wow. Is your missus in shorts? No. No, she's not in shorts. No. I thought she was. I was like, interesting. Yeah, it's just gonna go. That closure will be in 1 minute. The hourly is setting up. I think the hourly now is starting to look more fun. We'll find resistance here already. Sonia, hey, what's your Telegram? I think I was sent or caught by some scammers on TikTok, making out they were you. Yeah, that's the reason why I set up a Telegram group for free. Okay. It is right here. It's in the description. There's only one Telegram group, and that's this one. We just started it though. Yeah, we're gonna give access to our group and to the indicators in a second. I actually was planning to give away access to 5 traders today. So we're gonna make that work. It's one of the better indicators in my opinion so far. The only indicator I actually use is this indicator. Okay, you see the VWAP. I don't, that's a different type of indicator, right? It's just volume based. The volume profile is more or less a tool. Okay, order flow is more or less a tool. It's not an indicator. Okay, this is the only indicator that I really use. And that is the valuation index, okay? And the main reason why is because it's very good at timing trades. Knowing when to stay out of the market, especially. Not just when to enter, when to stay out. Yeah? Because that's also a huge problem that people are facing. They're chasing the market down. And if you have a problem with FOMO, this is your indicator. Because if you are undervalued, okay, and you are looking to short the market, you can better wait a little bit longer. Statistically speaking, it is just better to wait a little bit longer, okay? If you're overvalued, you take profits. Why do we take profits here? We were overvalued. Yes, we took profits, especially in a counter trend trade scenario where the market is trending down, right? So this is a very, very helpful tool to help you with shorts, but also with longs in a range, especially both sides. When the market is trending clearly, so when the lower time frame trend is also in a range or is trending, now we're in a range, okay? But let's say we're not in a range, we are actually creating lower lows, lower highs. You look at every overvaluation as a re-entry, scaling, 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 scaling. And every undervaluation is either profit taking, which is not always good in a downtrend. You want to hold on to trades longer, but definitely not entering new shorts, not scaling, because usually what happens, you turn into a range, you will never have the best entry. So it's a timing tool, I would call it. It's not an indicator that gives you the understanding of, oh, you need to long now or short now, no matter what. No, it's just a timing tool. Does my analysis make sense here? And if it does make sense, let's then time the market with this thing right there. Do I need to wait a bit longer, or is it time to rock and roll? Okay. The way it works is, you know that gold has a negative correlation with the dollar. Okay. In most cases, 80% of the time, there are moments when it does not have, but then it's oil. You just type in oil instead. Okay. And when you type in oil, you'll get your confirmations there. But you can change it, and then it just gives you the oscillator and understands against the dollar where we stand. Where do we actually stand right there? Okay. You can use it on the higher time frame too. It's also a higher time frame valuation tool that we talk about all the time. Okay. If we are undervalued against the dollar on the higher time frame, at some point in time, we will see the breakout. We see like a larger move here. And there is something I want to show you here, and this is gold futures. And this is the valuation index. And this is the monthly time frame. Okay. I guarantee you with 90% certainty that when we hit the monthly on the valuation, the bottom is in. Or we're very, very close to the bottom. Okay. This was the last time we reached that. This is on the monthly, right? It's rare that we get there. It's a very rare signal. The last time we got that signal was in 2022. Actually, okay, 2022, but every time it has 100% accuracy because the fact that it's the monthly. Okay, the weekly is already there. Okay, the weekly is hovering around here for a while. The monthly, in my opinion, needs to reach it still. If the monthly is there, I think it becomes much more interesting, much more appealing to look for. Okay, but anyway, that's just a macro thing. It's not for us right now. And don't forget the divergences, of course. Yeah. So if you win this indicator, for example, right? Don't just think, oh, I just can use this indicator and this will magically make me profitable, because that's just the only thing that I need. No, that's not how I am giving this to you. You need a foundational strategy, okay? You need a strategy that aligns, that you trust and that you believe in. And then you can layer this on top as the final layer to understand if it makes sense to enter now or to be a bit more patient or to wait a little bit longer. Yeah? That's the disclaimer. So, part of the game. Part of the game. No. Okay, well, the closure is there. It's unfortunate we still have not reached the 93. That's a level I really wanted to reach. The point of control is great. The fact that we're holding here is great. It's the second time we retest this area right now at the moment. So that's all good. There is definitely a lot more absorption than last time on a Friday, right? Let's be honest here. But it's definitely not, still not the cleanest. We are finding ourselves breaking out. What do you think about China not allowing their people to buy paper gold starting July 24th, impacting gold? That this is what they did with Bitcoin too, when Bitcoin was trading at $6,000. You know what I mean? It's to protect, quote unquote, people from the volatility, okay? Well, if you protect your people from volatility, why don't you ban trading gold when it was up there, all the way at the highs, okay? Why do you ban people now that we dropped 30%, 35%, right? Why didn't you ban gold when gold was sitting at, quote unquote, $5,600, right at the top there? When they were like, you know what, guys? You made all your money now, and everyone was making money here in this uptrend. You know, we're gonna ban it. It's getting too volatile, okay? No, they ban it now after we dropped 30%. What kind of impact will this have? I don't think it will matter too much. I think it will just make it more and more scarce. Yeah. What? I don't know. Yeah, okay, we do have this breakdown. If you manage to maybe retest this area, I mean, we closed about the VWAP on the 15-minute. Barely. We have our next closure right now. We're still seeing a lot of absorption there too, right? We're really tight now. Really tight now. We have these like two levels that we're dealing with. We have one here and one there. According to what I'm seeing right now, the only thing that I would love to look for is either a long at this area, then the reclaim. Then I could see that we could break out there. Now I think we're finding resistance there. And that area is pretty much this area that we talked about. But yeah. At the same time, keep in mind that China is still the largest buyer of gold. China is the top buyer of gold right now. The central bank of China is buying a lot of gold. Okay. Then there are a couple other countries that are now accumulating the most gold. I think it's China. It's something like Poland or something like that. And there's another one. India. India. Yeah. Poland, China, and India. Yeah. So tell me, chat, what you guys have been doing in terms of your have you guys been making money in June, July so far? Let me know. Have you guys been making money in July? Let me know what the chat's doing here. June was amazing month. Did really, really good in June so far. July. And I'm just going to show you guys the live account, right? Just the account that we use for the streams, the account that we use for the Telegram to keep you guys updated here. So June was, in June, we made since the 16th to the 1st, let's say, 8.5K profit of a 6K account. So that's like a lot, right? 8.5K. On that account size. That is a lot. And then in July, okay, the 1st of July until now, 3.6K, right? So it's like, you see the difference? I mean, profit is profit, but it comes, of course, from those 2 trades that we had built back from. Yeah. In retrospect, it's still very good because, of course, if you look at it from that perspective, right, the 6K account, you know, it's still reasonable. But, yeah, compared to the first 2 weeks, right, compared to like June, it's of course a different story right now at the moment. But that happens as well. Yeah. That happens. And it mainly just comes from my perspective, it mainly comes from the moment we started to get very tight here, like very squeezed into this larger range. And it started to just get tighter and tighter and tighter right here. And yeah, we're operating in areas right now where sellers are still in control. Okay, but buyers are fighting back at these lows here every time. So you're constantly in these like counter trade scenarios, right? Where you look for bounce trades and stuff like that. So it's tough because you pull back. You need to be very aggressive with profit taking. You need to be extremely sharp. If you take a counter trend setup, or you just simply trade less, much less. You take only 1 or 2 trades a week. And then you take the good solid trades, right? But the problem that I'm having is I'm streaming on YouTube with you guys, right? So it's like, you know, I need to find the balance there, you know what I mean? Between like execution, being there for you guys, because if you never trade, it's also a bit boring, right? So it kind of forces you. Unfortunately, the reality is though, that sometimes less is more, okay? Also in trading. Sometimes less is more when it comes down to that area right here. Amber, I just started watching your stream when you started your challenge. I put up $200 in my account June 18th, up to 2,900 USD in profits. Thanks to your tips and indicators. Thank you. Wow. Amber, congratulations. Or Arthur. Amber, Arthur. Congratulations. You can book your holiday to the Turkish Solay. All inclusive. Okay. I miss those times, those good times. These were some good times. I love Turkey. I love the country. The New York session trader, any long and Asian session is nuts. I mean, yeah, we've been doing it, man. And I have to agree, like the July results were less good as the June results. They were still good, but they were not like, wow, extraordinary. The thing is right now here, it looks like very bullish. We come down, we retest. But we'll face a lot of resistance here immediately. And we don't want to get caught up in it. That's why I'm just patiently waiting to see if we could pull back. This first trade was like perfect, right? That first trade was perfect because we had I had these lows right there. We broke out aggressively with a lot of volume. You see that? A lot of volume. We came up and then we retested the very high of the range right here. That was like a very good level. It was also the VWAP retest as well at the time. Now we take out the lows, we break out again. And we do something similar, but this time we are still holding. We're not really at a level of interest. We're just in the middle right now. So I hope that we can pull back one more time. I really hope so. But I would not be surprised if we will revisit the highs again. At least pre-London, and then in London or New York, I would be definitely looking to short here if we could get there, right? The previous weekly point of control, the previous weekly gap, the imbalances we're seeing there, the low volume node, and of course the higher time frame resistance that we're still dealing with right there. It's pretty much this area right there, right? It's pretty much this zone. It's pretty much like this area. Right there on the higher time frame. Ryan, this is my first time visiting your channel. I saw a lot of new windows, which I never saw. Do you have videos or tools that you use to so you can watch and learn them how to use it? No, but today I will upload a video in Telegram, okay, where I will go over the different ways to mark out the volume profile. So I'm going to use this channel not just for trades or my journal or whatever the case may be, right? In good conditions, we'll definitely give out trades in the Telegram too, but they have to be perfect trades. They have to be good trades. But yeah, we'll upload a video about how to draw the volume profile in different ranges, different ways. So it will be educational, definitely. I'm gonna actually post this today, and it will be an unlisted YouTube video. Okay, so it will be a video on my YouTube channel, but it will not be public. Okay, it will be a video that you don't see on my channel. When you look at my channel, I only have live streams, okay, but it will be an unlisted video on my channel, okay, that you can use and only see and access to the Telegram, which is free. In the meantime, you can download the book for free as well here. Okay, all the things are in there. I pretty much will actually summarize a lot of things from the book. But I know that some of you guys just like video formats, right? You guys love the video format. And not a book predominantly, because you want to see it in action. Where should I put a limit order? Well, if I would think about limits, it has to be lower at the 93 or something like that. These are only market executions, but there is no follow through. Like I said before, it looks very bullish, and you see price pushing up here, and you think, wow, this is going to go up, right? We retested it, we broke out. of this range. We retested it, so we have to push up higher. But don't forget that we are now also in an area of resistance here, like we talked about already. And this is why you're seeing that absorption as well. And you say, oh, why are we not breaking out? Well, because of the fact that we are still seeing a lot of trapped or a lot of sellers controlling price there, and they're not allowing price to break out. And that makes it very tricky, because you wanna usually enter when that's not the case. But I do believe that at some point later today, we have to target the highs again, or at least get towards the previous daily highs. And if not to the previous daily highs, even higher, back towards the previous weekly range. Before we saw the huge drop on a Thursday, the 16th of July. Right? So Thursday we had a huge drop, and then we started to form a new range, and then we created the low, we broke structure, we pulled back. Now we have to probably get back to the origin of that move, right? That big drop. That origin was there. That becomes a selling point. Why? Because at that moment in time, that selling point aligns then perfectly with the higher time frame as well. Right? That higher time frame resistance that we're facing here, and at the same time, the downtrend and things like that, and supply and things like that. Okay? So there are a lot of reasons why I will be looking to short there. Trading with the trend. Ajit, I'm great for the lessons. I'm getting there. Since I started trading last year, I lost 8K, and in a month I recovered it all. Wow. That's exactly how it can go in trading. You can lose for a year, and then something clicks eventually, and you have that experience. It starts clicking, and boom, you make everything back in a shorter period of time. In the meantime, right now, what we're going to do, we're going to give away access to the indicator. I think it's time right now to monitor. Okay, keep in mind that we're also getting back to an overvaluation again, very close to it. And that is actually not a good sign. Okay, in terms of longs here, we need to chill out. We need to get down again. Okay, so pay attention to that. We might try to come up higher, but just be aware of that here. We're going to give access to it though. For the people that were here already, you understand why we're going to give access to it. I also announced this in our Telegram group, that I will give access to my valuation indicator to 5 traders on the stream to kick off the week. Okay. To just give you, make sure that you guys have the tool sometimes, so you can experiment with it and use it in the right context. Of course, don't use this as a single tool that thinks that's going to turn you into a profitable trader. That's not how it works. You know where we use it for. Okay. It's a timing tool. So let me add you guys right now. Let me add this right here. Let's click on manage access and drop your username in the chat. And I'll pick out some of you guys. I add you guys right there. Okay. We'll do this once in a while on the streams right here. Okay. We'll do this once in a while. Eyes closed. Boom. PC low. First thing I saw. PC low. Done. Well, I can't even read it. Done Fobs. Oh. Done Fobs. All right. Tony Gold. Tony Gold, my man. The man himself. Aniket. Aniket. Atari 841. Ani. Well, I'm like super dyslexic. Ani Katari 841. Okay. One more. Or two more. Let's see. Exhaustion. Joke. Okay. DC Legacy. Okay, cool, man. All right. Keep in mind, guys, we'll do this on a daily basis. I'll do this probably by the end of the week again. Sometimes I want to get more people, give more people free access to the tool that we use here, because the people that are watching the live streams on a daily basis right now, I want them to, of course, be able to utilize these tools sometimes with me as well. And, you don't have to buy it. I don't sell it. I don't want to sell you an indicator. I think that's a bit silly. Okay. So, unless you want to buy it. Dus hele mensen, I want to buy. Nou, I don't know. I prefer to just do it this way. And we'll see over time what we'll do with it. But for now, not really planning of selling it in any way, shape, or form. Okay. All right. All right, this is indeed, they're trying to push through it though. They're trying to push through it. This hourly candle will be super important, but yeah, for me it was very tricky to enter longs here again. That first trade was a perfect example of in my opinion. That's a trade I would take every day. Every day I would look for the long. Wait for price to retrace pretty much. So you wait for the push up. You wait for the retracement, entry long, and then target the top, taking profits, and then go from there. This one, I didn't see it the same way. But it's definitely holding up really well. Like, I cannot neglect that we could potentially get back to the highs again. But if it drops, I would get involved. If it goes up, I would be simply being patient. I would not look for any FOMO trade now. I would simply wait for price to get to the point of control. Okay, which is the 32 right there. We just talked about it, right? The 32. And I would simply wait for price to get there, right? I marked out a selling zone at 37. It's somewhere in that area. I want to see rejection. And if you see rejection, I would short it. Okay, so yes, we're long now, we're pushing up now, and we had a quick scalp at the beginning, and there was another chance if you were aggressive to enter at the beginning again at that same level of where I actually entered initially. But that would be the final target, and then I would be looking to short it, because until we're in this range, as long as we are in this whatever you want to call it, wedge, triangle, flag, right? Whatever it is, as long as we're here and as long as we're operating inside of this area, and as long as we still have major supply sitting right around here, okay, a huge drop, which is this area of resistance right there, there is no reason to look for breakouts or longs right there. Okay. Yeah. So we have that supply, we have that major support. We're just squeezing. Anything is possible inside of this range. You could see the breakout, you could see the rejection, right? But the first thing that we want to look for, what happens at supply, what happens from a volume profile standpoint. I think that's the most important part. What happens inside of supply? Right here, you can see that this is that supply zone. Forget about this trend for a second. Okay, and the bottom here. Just look at that supply zone. This is that area of supply that we talked about on the higher time frame. And if you then look into the previous week, you can actually see that inside of the previous week right here, we have the point of control of the previous week. Okay, the previous week has a lot of volume. So you go here, you go and look at this weekly range. This is the Monday, okay? This is the Tuesday, the Wednesday, the Thursday, major drop. And then the Friday, we saw the manipulation, right? So Monday was a drop. Tuesday was a recovery, taking out the highs of the drop. Wednesday was a balanced day, okay? Preparing for Thursday, where we had a huge sell-off, right? And then Friday, we had a range during Asia, manipulation during New York, and then a retracement. Okay, now we're retesting it. Now I think we have to go back to the origin of Thursday. Okay, so the origin of Thursday. That is the trade that I wanted to get into. I got into it, and I expected price to get there immediately, but we had to come down one more time again before we potentially will make that move now to that area. Okay, the point of control is where 12-hour supply is at, is the higher time frame daily supply zone. It is gonna be a low volume node, a gap inside of this area. You see a lot of times where we just have these like huge expansions, that there is less volume traded. That acts like a magnet. The point of control at the same time is the red line. That is where the most volume has been traded. The most orders were executed at the 4,031 a week ago. So when you combine all these levels, supply, low volume node, point of control, right? That trend line, whatever you want to call it, we will find major support. So unless we don't see like a major announcement from Iran or whatever it is, right? And we see a breakout, that becomes still the most important level to look at, okay? Right there. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, manipulation, retracement. Thursday, origin, back to the point of control. That's why I would be looking to short it from there. Anything that happens internally is just about trying to get in, trying to get out. Price could do whatever it wants here, right? This is why we were not convinced about longing here. The second time, only the first time we took a long, because it made sense to take a long after the retracement of the high. So we entered long at 4,001. We exited at 4,016 and for 50%. And price came back and now it's pulling up again. So we have to be very patiently waiting, in my opinion, to either get to the point of control and not chase this long right now. And then, wait to see what sellers are going to do at that area when those highs are met. I think that makes the most sense to me. What do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think in the chat here. I would love to hear your opinion about this here. This is my personal analysis. You guys know that I always like to do my absolute best every day to give you the best possible analysis of each session, right? This is my personal view, the way I like to look at the markets, using things like the volume profile, combine it with supply and demand, but only supply and demand on the higher time frame, not the lower time frame. And kind of connecting the dots of how the cycle operated, the weekly cycle, right? Which highs and lows are taken out, which highs and lows are not taken out. Why? The origin of large expansions, things like that. Okay? So let me know what you guys think in the chat here. I would always love to see your feedback as well. I'm just curious to where the chat is at because, we have some really good traders here in this group, in this community. Really good guys in the group, at least from what I've seen in the chat. I've seen some really amazing people that are pretty on point with what I'm, with their point of view. Okay. today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a video with you guys. It's an educational video. It will be simply recorded. It will not be like fancy editing or whatever. But it will just be very straightforward how to draw the volume profile and in what conditions you draw the volume profile. So I'm going to show you a lot of different examples of how you can use the volume profile, okay? And actually use it in the right context, okay? So you don't mark it out the wrong way. Because a lot of people ask me the question, how do I mark out the volume profile, okay? The right way, right? And I think this video will help you tremendously. If you watch the live streams on a daily basis, I do really believe that that you can learn a lot from that video if you are new to the volume profile and things like that. I really believe that you can learn a lot from it, okay? And it sets a good foundation for the streams as well. So you never ask the question, why did he use this range? Why exactly this one right there? Why that setup? Why did he took a long earlier this session? There, okay? Why there? That should answer the questions you're looking for, okay? All right, okay, guys. I think for me, I think that's pretty much from a trading perspective what I will be looking for. Okay, I will be in Telegram. I will record this video shortly about the educational part as well. But I would say pay attention to this area. Mark out your point of control at the 31. Mark out your supply zone on the higher time frame, and let price step into it, and let's see how price reacts there. But that origin of Thursday needs to be studied. It needs to be studied. This breakout right there will be very important. Okay, a very important area of interest for us right there. Very important area. Okay. Cool. Last but not least, let's go over the account real quick. Where do we stand now? We had a little recovery. Okay. Made back around $800. Okay, account is sitting at the 18.9. Obviously, I want to get back to the 20, but I can't, you know, how do you say that? I can't force anything, you know what I mean? I can't tell you guys, oh, wow, we need the 20. Because if I say that to myself, you end up forcing trades for no reason. You know how it works? So we can't do that, okay? But we're not far away. We're not far away from crossing the 20 mark. Starting from 6, now at 18.9. Soon we'll be crossing the 20. And then we'll see what's next from there. Okay? Okay. Anyways, what do you think of gold being allowed to trade on the weekends also? Will be increasing over trading, or it will be good for us? Well, the problem in the weekend, my friend, is you have this chart right here, Xau Usd. Okay, I have seen it. And yes, you saw a huge drop, but the problem is, most of the time, you'll be just seeing something like this, okay? And nothing is really happening, all right? Nothing will really work. It's really, really hard to trade that. You don't have the order flow as well. Like, I'm not a big fan of this weekend crypto gold variant trading. Because usually it's flat. Okay? Usually it's gonna be flat, right around there. Definitely. Okay, guys, I'm gonna post the analysis in the in Telegram. I'm also gonna look at the 31 for shorts, like I talked about already. 31 to 37. Okay, that is the area of interest here. We could come as high as 41 though, to 41 to like 45, and taking out those highs, okay, right around there, and then look for shorts immediately. But anyways, don't set a limit order. I'm not setting a limit order here, okay? I just want to be clear on that. I'm only going to set in an alert to just see what happens when price is there. If the alert gets hit, I observe price and I look for weakness. I look for price absorption. I look for, you know, some bearish candle structure, some rejections, and then I will look for shorts. Okay, only then, and nothing else. Okay? Hope that makes sense right there. All right? Overall, another beautiful example of a CME play. Okay, I got into the first setup. The second setup actually did its work. I hope that we could come down lower to sweep the lows and then go up again, but we just held it. We just held it. And now we're probably going to get towards that area right around there. Okay? All right, my friends. Thank you. Update in Telegram is coming very, very soon. Educational video is going to come today. So if you're interested in that, it will be an unlisted video on my channel. Nothing else. Okay, you will not find it on my YouTube. And yeah, one more time. Again, the new thumbnail is live. Yeah, the new thumbnail took fucking 4 months to create. The new thumbnail, baby. The Asian session thumbnail. Yes? Okay. Finally. With the volume profile, of course, included. That's all right now. Cannot neglect the volume profile, right? You guys already know that. Okay. Much love, my friends. I'll see you guys very, very soon. Wow, we're actually freaking pumping already, man. Shit. Oh my God. Yeah, I have to go, but observe what's happening there. Keep you guys in the loop. Okay. This is that area, the 31 to the 40. Observe that level. Okay. And watch what happens inside of the of that range. Yes. Damn. What a freaking timing again. Okay. Okay. We'll give away some indicators again later this week. Watch the video in the chat and or in the Telegram. It's coming very soon. And then I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow again. Asian session. All right. Love it. You know what to look for. You know exactly what to look for and why. Much love, my friends. You guys are the best. We have the best freaking community in this space, really. Especially on YouTube. Unbelievable. Thank you, guys. Much love. All the best, my friends. See you guys soon. Watch the Telegram video. Yes, education coming quickly. Bye-bye.